Hello and welcome back to the Hearthstone Alphabet Tournament Basic League, where we are pitching letters against each other to see which is the best. Today's game, I versus L, or Warlock versus Mage. Just to quickly go over the card rules, cards must contain in their card name the letter represented by the deck. So I for Warlock, L for Mage, and all class cards available must be used. Having a look at the deck list here, let's see what we've got. Unfortunately, Warlock does have to run Sacrificial Pact, which is in this deck a bit of a dead card. Not really going to want to cast it on any of the demons unless they're on 1 HP. But it does have Soulfire to help control the board with Mortal Coil and Hellfire. Looking at the Mage, a very powerful tool set. It's got a lot of those signature abilities still legal, such as Fireball, Polymorph, Frostbolt and Flame Strike at the bottom there for 7 mana. Decks in this league often struggle to clear wide boards. Not a problem with the Mage. Okay, so game number 1. Yeti Rocketeer Fireball. I think there's a case for keeping the Fireball, just to make sure you've got it when you need it. Probably get rid of the Rocketeer though. Let's have a look at the Warlock's hand, a very low curve. Similar case can be made with the Voidwalker for not playing it on turn 1, because it only does 1 damage. It's not very threatening, and whatever 2-drop it's played against, it's gonna die. So if you save it for a later turn, when you can put it in front of a big minion to protect it, so that minion can trade wherever it wants to go or get a bit of extra face damage in, I think that could be better. But nevertheless, he's going to play it on turn 1. Can buff it up with the Sunshine Cleric, so it trades very nicely.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
It gets good value for that. The Dalaran Mage in the Mage's deck will be more relevant in this game than it has been in the past, because a lot of the spells in the Mage do get affected by spell power. We'll have to see if that becomes relevant. Unfortunately, the Warlock has already drawn the Sacrificial Pact, which, as I said, is probably a dead card, but it does make for good discard fodder if the Warlock gets lucky with the discard mechanic. Decks in this league often struggle with card draw, not having enough of it, not having any crazy combos. The Warlock's hero power obviously covers that. Card draw is not a problem. And even with the Mage deck, got the Arcane Intellect, so should have enough sustain at least to get it into the late game. Two Sacrificial Pacts. Well, at least the odds of it getting discarded have just gone up. That Voidwalker actually stayed up quite a while. That did well, despite everything I was saying about keeping it for the late game. Nice. Shame to use the Soulfire on a 1-4, but Warlock firmly in control. How can it deal with a Boulderfist Ogre? It can't. It's gonna have to draw. Yeah, just go face. Yeah, make the Boulderfist Ogre. However, this board is quite susceptible to a flame. Oh no! The Warlock was in a good spot, and now everything has turned because of that Flame Strike. What a top deck. Unbelievable. The Mage could have also drawn Dalaran Mage for something to give it spell power for that Arcane Explosion. But nonetheless, 2 Boulderfist Ogres down now. Could the Mage be thinking about looking for a Polymorph? Arcane Missiles is not Polymorph. The Ogre's probably going to have to trade. And the Warlock's in a bit of a sticky situation here. It can draw minions, but everything it plays is pretty much going to die now. A really good draw there would have been a Dread Infernal to do 1 AoE to everything, which would have picked off that Boulder Fist. Nonetheless, it's just drawn a few weaker minions. As long as the mage doesn't draw a second Flame Strike, could stabilise, could come back from this. Chooses not to, because whatever is played is just going to get killed off by the Yeti, and the Yeti will survive. So holding it off so it can be buffed with the Cleric, so it will trade positively rather than negatively. However, the second Boulder Fist has ruined that plan completely.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Firewall from the mage. It's going to deal with the 5/5 very nicely. Mage taking complete control of this game. The Warlock is just holding on for dear life, throwing everything it's got, but it's just not enough. 4 health already to the mage's 18. I think we can call this game. Tap just to make sure. Soulfire is not good enough. Soulfire's face. What a classy way to go. The mage takes game number 1. Game number 2. So, alright side hand, do you keep the Flame Strike to make sure you've got it? Probably not. Maybe keep the Boulder Fist Ogre? Yes, he does. Warlock again has very nice low curve. But the curve for the mage is also very nice. 2, 3, 4, coin of 6. Incredible. Warlock has Corruption in hand, which, I mean, it can kill anything, which is nice, but it's very, very slow. So we'll see if that turns out to be good. I don't think it's ever been played in the meta, you know, known as a bad card. But in this league, bad cards can have their moments. 2 Water Elementals. It's a very powerful card, still being seen in the meta. Better against classes like the Rogue. If the Mage does end up playing a Rogue, those Water Elementals will be huge. Huge Water Elementals. But in this matchup they're just nice solid 3/6 bodies. It does seem that the Warlock's deck is a little bit faster than the Mage's, but once we get into the mid game, the Mage just has so many tools that the Warlock's deck isn't aggressive enough to capitalise on taking the early game, I think is the issue it has. Done on Mage, not drawn any spells so far, just the minion game. Those 3/6s are pretty tricky to deal with the 6 health. What we could end up seeing happening is 2 Hellfires being played. Bang bang. That would be pretty crazy. Does a lot of damage stuff to the face, but I think it would be worth it. Gonna Soulfire for 5. Very nice. Ogre Magi doing some work. And the Warlock is taking control of the board. Has run out of cards doing it though, unfortunately. Of course you can draw for more, but it costs 2 mana, so then maybe you don't have anything to play after that. Gonna just see a Nightblade. As the Yeti will be frozen next turn, it will trade 1 for 1 with the Ogre Magi, so it's not too bad. If the Warlock decides for some reason to go face, it can then be buffed up with a Cleric. Equal of a very nice trade. Thinking long, thinking hard. A Fireball would just get it off the board. I quite like the Nightblade play, yeah. Acidic Sompoos is not going to do much. Gonna tap. Oh, there's the first Dread Infernal we've seen. 6/6 body, does 1 to everything, including the faces of the characters. Unfortunately, the mage has just drawn polymorph, so now it has 2 ways to deal with that Dread Infernal. Another sacrificial power, rubbish. I think you're going to have to play that Dread Infernal anyway. Corruption being used, so I imagine he's just going to go face with the Yeti and the Ooze. Chooses not to play the Dread Infernal, possibly knowing that the Bolt of his Ogre will go straight into it. It's only delaying the inevitable death of it. The Mage's Hand looking very powerful. Would be nice to draw a Flame Strike would have just ended this game. Gonna go with the Arcane Missiles, will it be enough? Still has the hero power if not. Oh yep, good result. Not perfect, but the mage will take it. Fireball to use on the Yeti? No? It would seem a bit unnecessary. Now the Dread Infernal can't actually be played until the Yeti has made a move. Possibly to just go straight into 1/4, yeah. The mage feels in control of this game, saying, I'm going to set this up and you're going to finish it. Rather than the other way around. That Dread Infernal is not going to last long, and the mage has a lot of burst with those 2 Reckless Rocketeers, which I think we'll both be seeing them go face. Saving the Cleric so it can buff something up rather than just be fodder for a Hellfire. Stormwind Champion, here we go. Not quite the powerhouse against the mage because the mage has so many ways to deal with it. Playing it on an empty board is not that impressive. It is just a naked 6/6 at this point. Yeah, dealt with, and the mage has drawn more card draw to find more answers for whatever the Warlock throws at it. The Warlock having a lot of control tools in the hand. Oh, there we go. Draws the second Infernal. I actually think we might be seeing a Rocketeer go into that and finishing it off with a ping. Oh, of course, the Cleric, and that creates
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
1/1 trade, and then leaves a 3/2 body on board, which is much better than my suggestion. Minions on the Warlock side not looking too exciting, to be honest.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
One mana short of creating a very nice board. Gonna risk a Soulfire, and it gets the Sacrificial Pact. 25% for that to happen. Warlock rolled those dice and was rewarded. Oh, Vidalra Mage becoming relevant with the Arcane Explosion. Very nice. Cheap, easy way to clear the board. Puts the body in play. This mage deck is not half bad. If you were a brand new player playing this deck, I think you could climb a few ranks. Unless, I'm not sure how it would fare against Demon Hunters. But Demon Hunters aren't in this league because they were playtested and decided that they were just too strong. Second buffed up Flame Strike, even more powerful. And the mage, while still on low health as well, is looking like it's going to come out on top of this. He's got the Rocketeer. I thought it would be going face, but it could just be used to keep the board clear. Oh, I quite like the Cleric with the Dalaran Mage, Arcane Explosion for 2. That'll get rid of the 4/4, have 2 bodies in play. And then a Nightblade just for extra fun.
Cleanse the Sunwell.
but the mage has other ideas. Just going to go full face, saying clear this or I will kill you. So it's all going to depend on the draw. Needs a taunt or a heal or something. Can't double Hellfire at this point because it would kill himself. I think that might be game. No, the Mortal Coil. But he's just going to die to ping. I think he knows that, yep. Suicide, 2 games in a row. And the mage takes the game, takes the series, and what a deck. Just a quick look at the scoreboard here. So mage will go on to play the paladin deck, letter H. And our next game in the series will be the letter M for the hunter deck and the rogue N deck. Thank you for watching, stay tuned.